Indianapolis man who is accused of raping half a dozen women on the east side of the city was in court for the first time a few hours ago. Rich Nye has been following this case and was in the courtroom. And Rich, what happened during that hearing today?
Well, Karen, most significant is that Darrell Goodlow will likely remain in jail throughout this case. Goodlow faces 57 charges for allegedly raping 8 women at 6 different locations on the east side over the past 13 months. Now, this is video of Goodlow leaving court this morning after his initial hearing and returning to the Marion County Jail. We are blurring his face at this time because police want to protect the investigation of possible other rape cases. The judge raised his bond to $500,000 cash, and Goodlow's attorney says his client does not have the assets to post bond. The judge read all 57 charges in court and the possible punishments. You can imagine that took several minutes. A trial date was also set for January 31st. Now, the 2 most recent attacks happened at the apartment complex where Goodlow lived with his mother. Police say Goodlow disguised himself and his voice in the attacks. The victims are ages 58 to 77 and were raped multiple times in their homes. One attack lasted over 12 hours.
We believe in this case that that bond was appropriate given the number of victims and the number of crimes that were committed and the amount of terror that he brought to the community.
I've only met with him one time in regards to this case, and that was basically to go over all the charges. And there's 57 different charges, and to go over the probable cause affidavit. But quite candidly, we really didn't get into defenses and his position. It was just too early for that.
A not guilty plea was entered by the judge for Goodlow on all the charges. Goodlow showed no emotion in court and made no comments beyond answering yes or no questions from the judge. Goodlow is 37 years old. All of the victims in these attacks are at least 20 years older than Goodlow. And all of the attacks, with the exception of one in Lawrence, happened within a few miles of Goodlow's apartment. Again, Goodlow will likely remain in custody, Karen, throughout this case. Investigators say that a fingerprint was lifted from the last attack that made a match to Goodlow, and then that led to DNA evidence and a match at all 6 of the crime scenes.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Rich Nye, for that report. Of course, we'll continue following this story.